Welcome to Smiles Television Talk Show. I'm your host, Stephanie Anthony Miles, and thank you for tuning in another Monday night at 8 o'clock p.m. on Charter Cable Channel 984. We're continuing tonight with Part 2 with Dick Gregory. In the first episode, he talked about a wealth of information, and tonight you won't be let down either. Don't go away and stay tuned for more smiles. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The Monitor newspaper has been in business since 1963. They know the newspaper business. Support our own newspaper right here in East St. Louis, Illinois. Support the Monitor newspaper. So you're back home for a little while, and you're going to be at Beaumont High School.
Beaumont High School, a place I couldn't go when I was here.
Okay, but now you can. Okay.
But that's because of black folks.
Mm-hmm.
The civil rights movement is the greatest thing that ever happened to America. Probably second to John Brown, a white dude that put the raid together on Harper's Ferry, and had he not done that, the planet wouldn't be the same today. I go there on my birthday. I go back on the 16th of October, that's the day of the raid. And on December the 2nd, I go every year, that's the day they hanged him. And I go to the courthouse where they hanged him, walk down to the street, make a left, walk 2 blocks, make a right, walk 3.5 blocks, and the tree they hanged him on is still there. And I just say thanks to your spirit. He's a white man that took his 2 children with him and they got killed. I don't know no black person would do that. I met his great-granddaughter. She said, "What do you think about my..." I said, "Y'all deserve to do it. You born with 300 years of white privilege. I'm not. So y'all do things. Y'all argue with folks that we're scared to argue with. And so when you stop and think about it, now it ain't just black. I'll show you something here. If I have it. If I have it. Now here's how this country is run. Here's how it's run. You know the thing at the Naval Yard?
The thing at the what?
Where the old folk got killed at the Navy Yard in Washington, D.C.? Now that happened at 8:30 Monday morning, 16th. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now just read that to me real slow. The newspaper there, the
right.
what?
The Daily Courier.
That's a newspaper in Canada.
Okay.
Okay, now read the first sentence.
Yep. Police, FBI, shooter reported in military building at Washington Navy Yard, multiple victims.
Okay, now who put that story out?
The Associated
Press.
Right.
See their
right.
names there? Now go back here and read the story. What's it say?
Sunday, 15th September 2013.
At 11:30 that night.
Right.
The shooting didn't happen till Monday. That's how vicious this country is. They knew it. They put the story out and somebody hit that button by mistake. Please, don't look at me.
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay? Now that go on every day. Every day. Every day. Huh? Here's a woman coming in there. Say first she hit the president's fence. You can hit the president's fence if you ever been there. It's concrete there.
Right.
Tank couldn't hit it.
Mm-hmm.
A woman can do awful things to her children, but a woman would not put a child in a car and go from Connecticut to D.C. for an operation she was planning. And nobody said, "Well, where was the baby? Where was it? Was she holding it? Did she get breast milk? Y'all crazy? Where? What's the baby? In the back seat? Huh? You know they had to stop, get gas. And the highway out there, they got a camera. How come they didn't go back and trace it? Hmm? Okay. And if you watched it on TV, you watched them cops shoot up that car.
Right.
Do you see the baby when they was holding it?
Mm-hmm.
Baby didn't come out that car. Hmm? Now, if she's dead in the car, now we've seen the pictures. 15 bullets in her head. Assassination. Assassination.
What reason would they
No,
have?
no. You skipping now.
Okay, go ahead. Help me.
Huh?
Help me out here.
You won't jump to what reason? And I'm trying to break down to you what happened. Nobody was in that car. That car was run by remote control. I did a show in London. And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, you know, we got that rover up on, been there for 8 years, on Mars, running all over Mars. They do that from Houston. Okay? And so when you stop and think about it, you in the news, here's a story that big, we don't know if the baby was a girl or a boy.
That's right.
They said the baby was a year old, the baby's 18 months. Okay? And so when you stop and think about it, you saw them cops running up to that car. No, wait. There's no place on the planet that has as many bum-sniffing dogs as around the Capitol. We didn't see one dog. And right now, if they think it's a bomb in this building, then cops don't come. The bomb squad comes with the right stuff on. If you look at them cops, if you believe what they so dumb, they shooting at the car. If it's a bomb, and they gonna kill themselves too. That's America. That's America. Let me say something. Get back to our children.
Okay.
This is, you see, is that the New York Times or the Washington Post?
The New York Times.
What's that headline say?
Workers contend Coke sent old soda to poor neighborhoods.
Okay, now how you gonna help your child? Huh? Let me tell you how this happened. Been doing it for years. Coca-Cola. And all at once, these black folks and white folks who changed, we said, went and reported it. On all soda pop, there's an expiration date. And once you go past that, it breaks down into a mild poison. Coca-Cola. White folks saying it. New York Times, not Jet Magazine. When the expiration date hit, they took the Coke to a warehouse in northern Dallas and redated and sent it into the black community. So how you know the way our children are, is not because of that. Huh? And folks like us, we out here do the research. You ain't doing nothing. It's like drink the Coke, drink the Coke, drink the Coke. And because white folks are doing, you couldn't even stop it. Simple stuff like, what do I have to do to get these liquor stores off every corner? That you can do. You're going to touch that because you know they'll hurt you. They'll hurt you. All them cigarette ads in my neighborhood. If you haven't been in to these corner stores in our neighborhood, ain't nothing in there but sugar. Big old gallon jars of stuff, pink, blue, green. Sugar. You see no carrots, no onions, no garlic. You ain't gonna do nothing about that. Let me show you something. I've been working with this brother now for I guess 30 years. Never ran an American paper. This is a story out of Rhoda. No, I'm gonna let you read it.
Okay.
Now listen to read it slow so they can hear you.
Crime linked to pollution.
Okay. Now, if my neighborhood is the most pollution in the world, then why you worried about crime? Go ahead, listen to this. Is science. This ain't just a bunch of folks standing on the corner who love their children. Listen to this.
Polluted water can cause brain damage that turns ordinary people into violent criminals.
Okay, now stop that. Stop that. You think you know how to help? You think you know how to help? Go ahead.
Roger Masters of Dartmouth College in
Hanover, New Hampshire.
Hanover,
New Hampshire.
okay, compared crime figures from the FBI with information on industrial discharges of lead
And
and
manganese.
manganese.
Now let me tell you something. Once you get enough manganese, you'll kill your mama. So you looking at your children and don't see that. Looking at your children and don't see that. Lead and manganese. Now listen to this now. Go ahead.
Wow. He found a link between pollution levels and murder, assault, and robbery. Counties with the highest pollution levels had crime rates triple the U.S. average.
Now, all you gotta do is get on your computer and find out where the highest pollution level is in America is in black neighborhoods. So you want to help? You don't qualify. Don't qualify. You saw what happened the day before yesterday? 12-year-old child went to school. The next day, that black child, 14 years old, went to school, stabbed teacher to death. You see that? She's in the toilet. You saw that. She's in the toilet when it happened. He took her out to the back of the school to a wooded area where they found her. And then he went to the movie. And the question should be asked, did he have blood all over him? I can stab you to death
Not having.
and don't have no blood. And if he didn't have no blood when he went to the movie, then where'd he go? Was somebody else with him? It's a story bigger than they're telling us it is. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. And so when we stop, if you haven't seen the latest Batman movie, you seen that?
No.
Go see it. It came out 2 years. It laid in the can 2 years before it was released. You hear me? The front part of the movie, they're talking about Sandy Hook in Connecticut, in a Batman movie. That was finished 2 years
ago.
Okay. That's what we're looking at. So someone, Ron called me and said, man, we put a little piece together where you come talk to the schools. I really don't like to do that. Because how can I tell your children what they're eating is wrong when you buy it?
We mentioned Catherine Dunham just briefly,
Yes.
and you had a close friendship there.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, your relationship with her.
Well, it didn't just start here, and she didn't just start here. So you got to go back to when Haiti was invaded by France, when Napoleon had the greatest army in the history of the planet at that time, and lost. They had the finest weapons. All Haitians had was some bamboo sticks, and they took spoons and sharpened them down and beat up the greatest army in the world. That's where she comes from. Not just someone over here that dance and laying in a bed fasting. So then they went in and they told Napoleon the same thing I told you. He said, we got to go in there and find out what happened to us, and you don't qualify. This is a dumb, ignorant general. They sent the scientists in. And the scientists said, what was voodoo? You heard about the voodoo in Haiti? But they didn't tell you. Voodoo was a French word, means atom. You can't see neither one of them. Uncle Tom, that's what it is. That's what we are. A tomboy is a tough girl, a tomcat. Tough cat, when it comes my turn, becomes weak and we buy that. We shapeshifters. Voodoo. So then they tricked him. Said, well, America in France said, well, we'll give you your freedom, but it's going to cost you $4 billion. Where are they going to get $4 billion? So we take your trees. You go anywhere on the planet and look for antique furniture. It's called French antique, and that's the Asian trees they took. It messed up the whole ecology. She knew that. That's where she come from. She knew that. You know, it's like black women, they don't know as much now as they used to. But black women, when I started doing the research and found out grief is a violation of God, I didn't know that.
What is?
Grief.
Grief is a violation of God.
Didn't you hear old black women just look at her and say she just grieving herself to death? Huh? There is more death in America from lung cancer, from grief, than smoking cigarettes. Grief. You remember I knew Coretta. The last 12 years of Coretta's life, she ate nothing but raw food. What she died from? Grief. Remember the guy that played Superman that died?
Yeah.
18 months later, his wife died from lung cancer. Said she didn't smoke. Grief.
Grief.
And so, but we don't have to know nothing now. There's a new group of children, and I think those of you listening and you should look up these new children that's hit the planet called indigo children. Indigo children.
Okay.
1985 is when these two, we're looking for the second coming of Christ right here. I try to convince my grandmother of that. Try to convince her. I did a thing in Budapest when I was talking about reading and writing is a violation of God. It's ignorance, it's violation of everything. She said, how'd you know? I said, how'd you know I know? You give me $40,000 to come over. You know what I'm saying. How'd you know? I got mine ghetto. When I get off the plane in Japan, I can't read a Japanese newspaper, so I know the universal God had never made anything that changed when you cross the border. There is no American way to have a baby, and a Chinese way is have it different. That's all you. This is right there. Now, our number one problem we got is white supremacy. And most black folk think that's the Ku Klux Klan. Most white folk think it's the Ku Klux Klan. White supremacy. That's what we just finished looking at. In 16 days, the government was closed down. Do you think some redneck white folks whose mama ain't never been nothing, they ain't never been nothing, can take on the most powerful government here and shut it down unless they want them to? They made trillions of dollars on the mortgage scam. It's a French word, mortgage. Mean death note. Nobody own a house but a fool. They go rich. Like if I own a house, you gonna buy a $400,000 house with a 30-year mortgage, and for the first 20 years you just paying the interest.
Wow.
That's what this is about. You're not an American unless you have a house. You know, your home is your castle. You don't hear him say that no more. That was my case up here at the court when we marched on Mad Daily, and they arrested me, 200 people. Carried it there and said, your home, not your castle. The United States government to have a right to. And so this is what it is, and you see it changing now. I have 2 indigo grandchildren and 1 crystal, and this year comes the 5th child. And they're born with IQs of 200.
What is your reason to quit? No more excuses, no more games. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Today, before it's too late. Whatever your reason, today is the day to make it happen. Let today be the day you quit smoking. Call Eastside Health District at 618-271-8722 for more information. Let today be the day where you turn your life around.
My name is Angela Robertson. I'm Executive Director of the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation. 2013 is the 25th anniversary of Jackie's 7,291 points in the heptathlon, and the record still stands. I think that's absolutely amazing. Now, we need your support. We need your help. We're asking 7,291 people to donate $10 each to the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation to support our programs and operations. Go to jjkfoundation.org, click on 25th anniversary, and donate $10. Everybody can help. Together, we can make this happen. Let's do this. Thank you.
Anytime a child live in a house where you can go to China tonight to the Christian community and Jesus Christ look Chinese. Go to Japan, Jesus Christ look Japanese. Go to Brazil, Jesus Christ look Brazilian. Come back to America, go to a black church, you're a white boy. What kind of fool is you? There was a time you couldn't sit in front of this camera. Somebody who 1/10 is brilliant-ish, non-brilliant, could get the seat. You couldn't. That's all that's about to change now. And so I just say, money's not power, education, information. That's what you do here. That's what you do. And don't let people come on this show and override you with crap. If they passed a law tonight in America and said, men up to 85 years old will have to join the military or you get the electric chair, I wouldn't go to another country. I'd go with a new fuse. You think I'm going to reduce myself down to killing somebody I don't know? Mm-hmm. Oh, you love nonviolent as long as it wasn't aimed. Well, I'm not going to war. You want to jail me.
You know what, and I must say this, at 81 years of age, my mom is 81, and she has Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking at the vast difference. And what do you attribute your health to?
Well, let's go back. When you was a little girl, you have Alzheimer's?
I did not.
It's not a disease. It's like drinking water. Where'd it come from? Didn't come from no mosquito. Like drinking water. When the universe was put together, it was water. There wasn't no Kool-Aid and lemonade. When I was a little boy, somebody come out of the house, and my mother said, "You care for a drink?" See, just a cool glass of water. Somebody come out of your house, and I said, "You care for that? What you got?" Mm-hmm. And the body was not made out of apple juice or lemonade or soda pop. Mm-hmm. Well, let me just say this before we get out. Soda pop has carbonated water, right? That's carbon monoxide.
Wow.
If you want to kill yourself unless you drive to the garage, let's go down to termination and just sit there, and carbon monoxide will kill you. That's in the soda. And you want to know what's wrong with the children? What's wrong with the children? If you and I was in London or in Europe today, and you were selling crack and I was selling Vaseline, petroleum jelly, they might not arrest you. I'd get put under the jail. Why? Because it's made from petroleum, gasoline, and you put it on your children. Huh? Vaseline, petroleum jelly. Huh? And you put it on that little child. And we have not said, well, what effect do that going on your body every day on the children, every day? What effect that have on the brain?
Wow. Do you get back to St. Louis often?
I try not.
You try not. Well, when you do, will you come back?
Mm-hmm.
When you come back to Smiles TV show, whenever you do come back to St. Louis.
Sure, come back. Yeah. You have the big rod. You have the big rod. That's why the social media have changed things. Young folks don't look at the news no more. They know what's going on. They see it every day. They know it's something wrong with them. You see, I can go into a bar, restaurant in the morning, and the waitress say, "Hey, Tootsie, how you doing? Hey, good. Hey, girlfriend." Let a gay walk up to me that's a waiter and say that to me. My oldest daughter had 2 PhDs from the London School of Economics in sex harassment at the workplace. If this system knew what's coming down, if I walked in here tonight and 30 people here, and you introduced me to them, and I shook hands with the men and hugged the women. You got a lawsuit. It ain't got nothing to do with your ignorance. Okay? That's like, oh, we don't need the right to vote. You see, we underestimate that old white, ignorant, can't read, can't write, honky. And one day when you look up what the word honky means, the prostitute in America was made for the benefit of white men, not black men. It was my sister. I got it for free. And it was in the Negro neighborhood. So that white boy be guaranteed he wouldn't be seen by none of his. So he pull up to the house and honk, honk, honk. And the big buck would come out, let him know he's safe. Escort him to the house. That's where honking comes from. Honk, honk. And the whole thing.
Mr. Gregory, it has been real.
My pleasure. I thank you.
I thank you.
And anytime I get back here, I will be here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Fast.
And your brother Ron, I want to thank him for driving you over. Thank you for tuning in to Smile Television Talk Show. We want to thank our guest, Dick Gregory. It has been such an honor to sit on the same stage with a living legend. We also had some other guests in the studio. We had R.J. Cross, my favorite coach. We had Erica Brooks, my favorite photographer, and her mom, who is also my cousin, Dorian Swanson. Can't forget famous Duncan, Lawrence Duncan Allen. He's the producer of all of this. He keeps us going, and we want to thank also those in this building, the City Professional Center. Remember, Smiles is looking for sponsors. If you want to contact us and have story ideas, contact us at smilesconsulting777@gmail.com. Keep smiling. You look better when you smile. And you know what? I want to give a special smile to Dick Gregory's brother, Ron Gregory, because he made it all happen. Ron, thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, we can do all things through Christ, Jesus Christ, that is, who strengthens us.